It was one of those nights where the air inside the arena felt heavy with anticipation, where every fan in attendance knew that what they were about to witness wasn't just another wrestling match. It was a grudge match, a deeply personal, months-long feud coming to its boiling point, with Sami Kayla J and NXT's own Arianna Grace set to settle their score, not through words, but with fists, slaps, slams, and pure, unfiltered wrestling fury. From the moment the spotlight hit the ramp and the theme music blared through the speakers, the energy inside the arena shifted. Sami Kayla J came out not as just a competitor, but as a storm ready to explode, a fighter who'd been holding in weeks of frustration, insults, and unfinished business. And across the ring stood Arianna Grace, elegant and radiant as ever, carrying herself like the royalty she's come to represent in NXT. But behind that poise was a competitor who had heard every word, every threat, and every shot Haley J had thrown her way. The two women, both second-generation stars born into the business, but carved from different molds, stood face to face, tension visible in every twitch of the eye and clench of the jaw. The crowd could sense the weight of what this match meant, not just to these women, but to the future of women's wrestling in NXT. Arianna Grace wasn't just defending her pride. She was fighting to prove that she was more than a pageant queen, more than Miss NXT, more than a pretty face with a sash and crown. She was a fighter, a performer, a dangerous in-ring competitor who could withstand pain, take punishment, and dish out just as much. On the other hand, Sami Kayla J came into this match with a chip on her shoulder the size of a championship belt, fueled by a belief that she had been overlooked, underestimated, and overshadowed by Arianna's spotlight. She didn't want just a win. She wanted to dismantle Arianna Grace's reputation, her confidence, and her claim to the NXT throne. As soon as the bell rang, all formalities were abandoned. Sami came out swinging, forcing Arianna into a corner before the referee could even establish order. What followed was an all-out war, a match that left the audience breathless and the commentary team struggling to keep up with the sheer pace and emotion inside the ring. The action quickly spilled to the outside, where Sami delivered a punishing suplex onto the padded concrete floor, targeting Arianna's lower back, a part of her body already known to be vulnerable from previous matches. The thud echoed through the arena and shifted the tone from competitive to dangerous. Yet Arianna, despite the pain, fought back with the heart of a lioness, showcasing not just athleticism but real, unshakable resolve. The match was brutal, each move calculated, and each counter born from weeks of studying each other's style. Arianna's attempts to gain control were met with brutal slaps and vicious takedowns, including a signature one-slap power move from Haley J that had put many competitors to sleep before, but Arianna, somehow, kicked out at 2, the crowd erupting as if witnessing a miracle. Her endurance was met with disbelief from Haley, who started to show signs of doubt, and that slight hesitation was all Arianna needed to turn the match around. She dodged a wild right hand, lifted Haley into the air with a sudden burst of adrenaline, and executed the grace end perfectly, planting her opponent into the mat with a finishing move as beautiful as it was destructive. The cover was made, the referee's hand hit the mat 3 times, and the bell rang. But the real sound that mattered was the deafening roar of the crowd as Arianna Grace rose to her feet, victorious. Her hand was raised, but more importantly, her legacy was cemented. What she walked away with was more than just a win, it was validation. After months of online jabs, on-camera insults, and a constant battle to be taken seriously, she proved to the world that she belongs not just in NXT, but in the spotlight of the wrestling industry at large. As the cameras panned to her holding her imaginary crown high, a nod to her pageant roots, it was clear that this was more than a rivalry, it was a transformation. Arianna Grace left the ring not just as a winner, but as a woman who has fought for and earned every bit of respect that now surrounds her name. Meanwhile, Sami Kayla J, though defeated, delivered a performance that proved she too is ready for bigger stages and harder battles. This wasn't the end. It was a beginning, the latest chapter in a new generation of fierce, skilled, and fearless women ready to redefine what it means to be a superstar in this era of wrestling. With emotions high, bodies battered, and reputations forever altered, this night, this match, and this rivalry will be remembered as one of the most intense, dramatic, and emotionally charged encounters to grace the